What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. We got another unboxing for you today. We're continuing on with Star Wars Armada and really just celebrating all the initial Clone Wars releases here. So today we're going to do the Republic Fighter Squads expansion pack for you guys, show you what's inside and take a look at all the new fighters and aces and everything that we get. So we'll be right back after we get this open for you. Alrighty, guys, we're back. We got everything open for you, and again, you get quite a bit in here, so let's just dive in, right? So we got all our plastic components here, so the flight stands, the different ways that we can organize those, and then all of our models here, everything's kind of colored in this reddish-brown plastic for our, again, our Republic fighter squads here. So we get Y-Wings, what do we got? ARC 170s, Delta 7s, and some V19 Torrents, which those you get also in the core starters for the respective fleet there. But let's dive in real quick on the component side. So we get 6 of each fighter base, or sorry, 6 ships, so really 2 apiece. So certainly, depending on how you're going to want to organize your fleets and everything, obviously buying one is going to be a nice idea or a good idea, but realistically, you're probably going to want at least a couple of each. Each fighter pack here. So we're definitely playing both Separatists and Republicans, or not Republicans, Republic fleets, and we're basically, I think we went up with 3 of each just to make sure we have plenty of initial fighters, so that we can kind of field whatever we want for some battle reports and things like that. So and then our usual selection here of bases and everything else, and then the Squadron Cards. So we get several Jedi Aces initially, so we'll take a look at those. But interestingly, and this will be the same on the Separatist side, but we do get several new Squadron Keywords, which are worth noting. So Adept, basically a Jedi ability here for the most part. While attacking, you may reroll a number of dice up to X. So pretty cool there. And then Dodge X, similar there. So basically an offense and defense. And again, we really see that a lot on the Jedi aces here. But while you're defending against a squadron during the spend defense token step, you may choose a number of dice up to X to be rerolled. And then Grit, we know, Intel we know, and Scout, I do believe, is another new one here. So while deploying fleets, you can be placed outside of deployment zones and do not need to be at distance 1 to 2 of a friendly ship. But when placed, you must be beyond 1 to 5 of enemy ships or squadrons. So I do believe that is also a new one there. So, so good stuff overall, guys. There, again, we got our components, but all of our cardboard, and again, we get like 4 slabs of that just to cover all the different fighters, plenty of tokens if you didn't already have those, and there we go. But let's jump into the cards themselves. I think that's really going to be the most interesting part here. So again, more V19s, which we saw in the core box or starter fleet for the Republic ships. So you just get more of those. So again, speed 3, 5 hull. Pretty solid on anti-squadron there, a red and 2 blue, black against anti-ships. And has Escort and Swarm, which is a pretty interesting combination of things there. And all these for 12 points a pop, basically. So then we get another ace here, and this is Kickback. So same stats, but special ability here is after you perform an attack, you may move up to distance 1, even if you're engaged. So basically he can bounce out of trouble there. It's pretty cool. 16 points for him, so just a couple more points, and you get 2 braces for him. So making the most of those 5 hull points there. Then we get really just some of the cool stuff here of the whole box so far. The Delta 7s and even the generic one I think is just fantastic here. So 17 points, a little pricey, but speed 4 for hull. Anti-squadron's pretty damn nasty, so with triple blue and a black in there. And then a blue for anti-squadron, or sorry, anti-ship. Again, the previous one was the anti-squadron, so quite good there. We have Adept 1, again, if you remember from what we just showed earlier in the video, so you're going to re-roll a die there. Counter 2 on top of things, so even when it's not your turn and you're being attacked, you have that. And then Dodge 1 as well, so just overall pretty nasty little ship here, so I think those are going to be pretty popular moving forward. And again, that's just the generic. Let's get into the aces. So we start off with Ahsoka. And she is a whopping 23 points. Same stats as far as speed and everything else is concerned. She has, again, Adept 1, Counter 2, but here she has Grit as well, so just in comparison to the Dodge. So, so no dodging for her, but Grit is pretty interesting. Then after you move, you may choose another friendly squadron at distance 1. That squadron performs an attack against an enemy squadron at distance 1 with an anti-squadron armament of 2 blue dice, even if it's already activated, and that's just nasty right there. So just more and more chances there for extra attacks, essentially. So Ahsoka is definitely a good one that you're going to want to maximize there, and keeping her around a fellow ship that can do some nasty work. She has a brace and then a scatter as well. So I think well worth her 23 points. So that's going to be a popular one going forward. We have Luminara Unduli. Again, nothing changes on the stat side. She just has Adept 1 and Counter 2. But another interesting ability here, also 23 points and same tokens as Ahsoka. However, while an enemy squadron at distance 1 is attacking a non-unique friendly squadron, the attack is treated as obstructed. So pretty interesting there. So definitely want to pair that with, again, non-unique friendlies. So keeping them alive a little bit longer, potentially. Kit Fisto is a good one. So Adept 2 and Counter 2. So he's just going to be a beast here on attack. 26 points though, so pretty hefty there. Double braces. And when you spend a defense token, you may discard it. If you do, reduce the total damage by 3 instead of resolving that token's effect. So depending on where you're at with him and how your tokens have been spent, that's pretty nasty. So he can really stay around quite long, depending on what's coming in. So ideally, you're just spending that token if it's already been exhausted. That way, it's not such a big loss, but potentially could be very annoying to try and get rid of Kit unless you've been accuracy'd. Although I don't think the accuracies would shut off his actual ability here, just the use of the accuracy, so that kind of gets around that, I think. Let us know in the comments if that is, I think, how that goes. Plo Koon as well, so 24-pointer. He goes back to having a brace and a scatter. Adept 2, Counter 2, and then this is a great one here, guys. So he's kind of like Dengar. Not quite as good as Dengar overall, but nonetheless pretty cool. Non-unique friendly squadrons without counter at distance 1 gain counter 1. So again, it's not going to apply to ships that already have counter, and there are some already on the Republic side, but just the fact that he can buff nearby friendlies like that is pretty cool. So he's not really going to want to stick around with the other Jedi aces and all that stuff, but if you can find a good vehicle for him to spread that counter to, that's pretty cool. And he should have the speed to keep up with anything. Then we get the Btlb Y-Wing, so bombers and heavies, about what you would expect from Y-Wings. 10 points here, blue-black anti-squadron, black for anti-ship, and that's the typical Y-Wing there, speed 3, and hull of 6. But wait, there's more. We get Anakin as a Y-Wing ace here. So definitely different on the stats here. So let's bring that back in for you guys. So triple blue anti-squadron, and then red blue for anti-ship. Same ship stats as far as speed and hull. He is Adept 2 though on a Y-Wing, so that's kind of cool. Bomber and heavy as well. Would have been interesting if he would have had grit, but I'm sure we'll get another Anakin later on, probably in a Delta 7. So during your activation, you may spend 1 defense token to ignore engagement until the end of your activation. So that's pretty nasty there. And double brace, and all for 19 points. So pretty interesting overall. And then finally, the ARC 170s. These are just hosses here. Only speed 2, but 7 hull apiece. Anti-squadron, pretty formidable with 2 blue and a red, and then anti-ship is just 2 blue. They're bombers though, which is cool. And then these actually have counter 1. So unfortunately, you can't take Plo Koon and kind of drop them in here to give these guys all counter. They already have it. So again, you're going to be a little bit more limited on what you're going to be giving counter to. But again, there's other vehicles and stuff that will work with. But nonetheless, already having counter 1 is pretty nice, and all for 15 points. So the key there is going to be to get these guys deployed properly, because speed 2 is not going to get you around the battlefield in any great speed there. And who knows, at some point maybe we'll see a way of sort of bumping these guys up with like speed 3 or something like that, potentially. That'd be helpful. Otherwise, yeah, like I said, might want to find a way to get these guys to have scout, or some other way to get these guys like forward deployed, just so that they can kind of do their thing. But overall, pretty formidable. And then the ace for these guys is also pretty interesting. 23 points. He's got a brace and a dodge. This guy's oddball, bomber, and counter 1 While attacking, if you moved during this activation, you may reroll up to 2 dice. So essentially, as long as he's moving, he's kind of like adept. Excuse me. Except here, if we're going to move him and we still want to attack, obviously he's going to need to be commanded to do so with a dial or token or whatever it might be. But nonetheless, overhaul pretty nasty here. So let's bring in the regular one just so we can have a comparison here. So he goes 2 blue and black for anti-squadron, but still double blue on the ship side. But overall, again, pretty nasty. And a brace, and then the dodge is just kind of goofy, but overall pretty cool too. So he should stick around for a decent while. But nonetheless, guys, that is at least this initial wave of Republic fighter squadrons, again, for our Clone Wars fleet here. Let us know what you think in the comments. What do you think are going to be the stars here? Anything that stands out for you guys? Any immediate sort of combos or best ways of utilizing these guys? Anything that you felt like was maybe a little bit of a miss initially? Anything that might need to get corrected down the road with like other future aces, or at some point I'm sure we'll get like Republic Fighter Squadrons 2, kind of like they did with the initial wave for the Galactic Civil War era, and I'm sure we'll get some sort of Clone Wars era of like a Rogues and Villains kind of release too, with like some other Republic heroes, and then like Separatist heroes and stuff like that too. So anyway, let us know what you think, guys. We're definitely eager to get all these put together and then start getting some battle reports out for you guys here in the new year. Leave us a like and a comment if you haven't already, and subscribe as well. That definitely helps the channel. Thanks so much for stopping by again, guys. We will see you in the next one.